Okay, so today we are going to start chapter number 4 in this business ethics subject. So we have completed 3 chapters. That is, we have completed section 1 for this business ethics subject. And in section 1, we have seen the 3 chapters. In first chapter, we have seen the introduction of business ethics. In second chapter, we have seen the basic aspects, what need to be so basic aspect, what need to be considered during the business decision making process. So first chapter was introduction, second is decision making in the business, and third chapter we have seen the CSR related principles. Okay, so what is the CSR model? How many what are the 4 layers standing for that? So all that things we have covered in the third chapter. Also, we have seen what is the role of corporation. Then what are the social responsibilities that corporation has to fulfill. So all that points we have seen in the previous lectures. And now the fourth chapter we are going to start, and that is having the title as Employees, Consumers and Business Ethics. So in this chapter, we are going to see what is the business ethics related to the employees, what is the business ethics related to the consumers, and how they are related to each other. Okay, so that points we are going to see in this chapter number 4. Okay, so this is the content from chapter number 4. So syllabus, if you see, so we have to see the model of organization, employee as a stakeholder. So what points we have to consider, as we have seen that there are various stakeholders. So employees, consumers, then your suppliers, all these are the stakeholders. So here we have to see when the employees are particularly considered as the major stakeholders, what parameters we have to consider. That is one point. Then again, we have to see what are the ethical issues in the firm employee relation. So we have to see the practical examples here. So whenever there is dealing between the employee and the firm, then what actual ethical issues can take place, that points we have to see. Then ethical challenge of globalization. Because of globalization, whatever are the ethical things that has come into picture, that things we have to see. Actually, this point we have seen somewhat in first chapter also, that because of globalization, how the ethical problems have been occurred in some new concept. That point also we have seen in the first chapter, but in detail we have to see this. Because of globalization, what ethical challenges we have to face. Then corporate citizen and employees relation towards the sustainable employment. So that point we have to see. Then consumers as a stakeholder. So whenever the consumer is considered as main stakeholder, how that particular problem is to be dealt, that point we have to see. Ethical issues, marketing and the consumer. So how that both the things are related. Globalization, what is the effect of globalization on the consumers? Both the way we have to see what is the relation. Consumers and corporate citizenship and sustainable consumption. Okay, so all that point we have to see in this chapter. So syllabus is somewhat lengthy, but the points are simple. Okay, so the points were somewhat difficult in chapter number 3. But here, though the content are more, the points are simple to understand. Okay, so we will go one by one. So the reference book for this chapter is Business Ethics by Andrew Crane. Then syllabus, already we have seen. About title of the chapter, if you see, then the title of the chapter is Employees, Consumers and Business Ethics. So what is the relation between these 3 parameters? In detail we have to see. म्हणजे practically कुठले problem असतात whenever there is dealing between the consumers and the employers, or whenever there is the dealing between the employees and the employer. Employer means the owner who is giving the job, that is called as employer. So when these things we are considering, what actually ethical problems come, all these are the points that we have to see in this particular chapter. So we know already the meaning of employee, meaning of consumer and business ethics. Okay, so that is title of chapter. Central idea, as I discussed. So this chapter provides the information about the specific role of employees among the various stakeholder groups and what are the duties of the company and what are the duties of the employee that we have to okay. Okay, so here we have to see what is the specific role of employee, what is the specific role of the consumers related to the business ethics. Okay, so that is the central idea of this chapter. Then importance. So obviously this chapter provides information about the specific role of employees among the various stakeholders groups. And this chapter examines the basic issues and problems of managing employees in the different cultural and national context by the globalization. Okay, so basically जेव्हा practically deal होतं or whenever we are considering the practical cases, actually what problems come related to this ethics that we have to consider in this chapter. So this chapter, it is important in the syllabus. Also it is focusing on the what is the effect of the globalization on that business ethics part. Again, as we discussed, so basically it is focusing on what actually practical problems are coming whenever there is the business consumer relation or whenever the relation comes between the firm and the employee, what actual problems are faced, those are covered in this particular chapter. Okay, so this chapter is important. Objective outcome, if you consider, then the objective and outcome of this chapter is to understand the specific roles of employees among the stakeholders. Because if you consider the various stakeholders as per the stakeholders theory, whatever is the recent theory used, as per that theory, there are various stakeholders which are equally important. But in that, if we consider this employee is considered as the main stakeholder for any firm. So after this completion of this chapter, students should be able to understand what is the specific role of the employee among all the stakeholders. Okay, so that is about the basic things of this chapter. Now we will start with the first point of this chapter, that is employees as a stakeholder. So what point we have to consider related to employees as a stakeholder. Okay, so as we know that just now as I discussed that there are various stakeholders for the organization. So who are the main stakeholders? Employee, consumers, then shareholders, then your suppliers, then indirectly those who are involved in that particular process. All those are the stakeholders. Government is also one of the stakeholder for any corporation. So when we say particularly employee as a stakeholder, we have to consider what problems can arise when employee is considered as a important stakeholder for any organization. Okay, so the same point it is explained here. Just a minute. The dealing with employees is probably the area where all of us at some stage are most likely to encounter ethical issues and dilemma. So whenever the employee is working, many times he is facing the various ethical issues, and many times he is not able to take the proper decision. So that is the dilemma position. Whether it is a question of fair wage and conditions, sexual harassment in the workplace, or simply taking advantage of company resources such as phone or interest for personal use. Okay, so there are two-way relation here we have to consider in detail. So what are the duties of the employee towards the company, and another is what are the duties of the company towards the employee. For example, here it is given, it is a question of fair wage and conditions. म्हणजे एम्प्लॉईला पगार व्यवस्थित दिला जातो का नाही, whether the employees are working in the safe condition or not. Then whether there is any sexual harassment at the workplace. So all these things are related to the right of or the responsibility of the corporation towards the employee. Again, so that is not one side. When the employees expecting some response, or when the employee is expecting some favor from their corporation, or when they are expecting some basic things from their organization, so their basic duties also they have to understand. So always these things will come together, right and responsibilities. The right will not come alone. Along with the right, every time some responsibilities are there which need to be properly understood and followed by employee as well as by the organization. आता फक्त कंपनीच्याच रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी असतात असं नाही. एम्प्लॉईची काय आहे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी? what employee should follow the ethical issues that एखादा कंपनीचा रिसोर्स आहे, फॉर एक्झाम्पल फोन. so many times it happen that people are using the company resources for their personal work. So that is not ethical thing. For what purpose that has been given, for that only it should be utilized. So many times, if you observe various stationaries or various the things like phone, so many things are utilized by the employee which are actually not expected to do. बऱ्याच वेळा ह्या रिसोर्सेसचा, कंपनी मधल्या रिसोर्सेसचा पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट साठी यूज केला जातो. That should be also avoided. So such kind of problems are actually coming whenever there is relation between the employee and the organization, or when we consider the employee as a main stakeholder, this kind of problems are also coming. Okay, so such problems can run from the most everyday questions of how to treat disabled workers appropriately to fundamental questions of the rights. Okay, so these are the basic things when we consider employee as a stakeholder. Okay, again, next point in that are the employees are primary internal stakeholders. So employees are very essential stakeholder among all. Then employees have significant financial and time investment in the organization and play a defining role in the strategy and operations the organization carried out. Okay, so employees are having the basic, just a minute. So employee are the primary internal stakeholders. They have significant financial investment in the organization and they play the defining role in various decisions like formation of any strategy and whatever are the decisions related to any activity which is carried out in the organization. So related to that, the employees plays very important role. Again, the employees take a peculiar role among stakeholders as they are closely integrated into the firm, whereas shareholders basically own all material and immaterial assets of firm. So here just one point it is discussed that employee is the long-term stakeholder for the particular organization, whereas shareholder is only investing the shares in the company or in the organization and he is owner of the asset. So many times what problems occur that employees in many cases even physically constitute the corporations. They are perhaps the most important production factor or resources of the corporation and they represent the company towards most other stakeholders and act in the name of the corporation towards them. So these all basic things are explaining what is the importance of the employee in the organization. Then next, the essential contribution as well as the fact that employees benefit from the existence of their employers and are quite clearly affected by the success or otherwise of their company is widely regarded to give employees some kind of definite stake in the organization. So because of all that important parameters which are discussed in the previous slide, so employee is considered as majors or one of the most important stakeholder in the organization. Okay, so referring back to the definition of stakeholder, both the legal and economical side of relation between employee and corporation. Okay, so both the side, the relation between the employee and the corporation need to be considered. आता legal aspect आपण already discuss केले की legal aspect मध्ये there are some duties of employees also as well as there are some duties of the corporation also. So same thing it is given here. On the legal level, there are normally some sort of contract between the corporation that stipulates rights and duties of the two parties. The legal relationship that provides a legally codified solution to a large number of issues between companies and the employees. So this is the legal aspect. Both way the responsibilities are there. Economic aspect मध्ये काय आहे? What is the economic responsibility of that organization towards the employee? That employee should get their salaries properly. Employees should get some incentives. Employees should get some direct or indirect appreciation for their work. That is the economic aspect. Then what are the economical aspect or what are the economical expectations from the employees? Like moral hazards for both parties, like some of the assets, whatever are the assets of the organization, that should be properly utilized by the employee. That care should be properly taken by the employee. So like that, these are the economical aspect between the employees and the company. Okay, so like that. So there are two types of issues, legal issues and economical issues, where duties and responsibilities of the employee as well as organization is there from that particular perspective. Then examples from the perspective of the employee, म्हणजे एम्प्लॉईच्या पर्स्पेक्टिव्हने काय एक्सपेक्टेशन असतात त्यांच्या आणि ऑर्गनायझेशनच्या पर्स्पेक्टिव्हने त्यांच्या काय एक्सपेक्टेशन असतात. ओके, that thing just we will see. So taking up a job morally requires, so these are the perspective of the employees, what the employees think. Taking up a job normally requires a considerable commitment or investment from the employee. So considerable, whenever a new job it is taken or an employee joining for the new job, then it requires a considerable commitment or investment by the employee. So that is required from the employee side. It might involve a physical move to a new town, a shake up to their circle of friends, perhaps an investment in education or special training. So whenever the, for example, a new person is joined, ट्रान्सफर होतात बऱ्याच वेळा, नवीन पर्सनला ट्रेनिंग प्रॉपरली घ्यावं लागतं. मेनी टाइम्स whenever there are transfers of jobs, they have to shift their family, they have to change their friend circle. Many times they face various inconvenience because of this their transfers in the job. Okay, so these are the perspectives. Again, employee point of view काय पॉइंट तिथं आपण सांगू शकतो. Working in a company for a longer period result in considerable amount of dependency upon the corporation. The employer can become the financial basis of an employee's existence. Similarly, much of the employee's knowledge might become strongly related to one particular company meaning. Okay, so what is its meaning? Suppose एखाद्या व्यक्तीने एखाद्या कंपनीमध्ये बऱ्याच वर्ष जॉब केला, and if he is earning alone, then the company becomes the main financial source for that person. That is also one thing which we have to consider from employee point of view. And again, if as he is working in one company only for so many years, his knowledge is limited to that particular area only, or his knowledge is related to that particular field only. Okay, so that is the one thing that we have to consider. Okay, so working in a company for longer time, that result into this particular aspect. Then all these aspects are not really covered in the contractual side of firm employee relation, and so might be regarded as moral hazards. म्हणजे कंपनीला बऱ्याच वेळेस or employee may have many times the fear that he is having only this one financial source. So if because of any reason he loses the job, then he is not having any other financial source. That is one kind of hazard or threat which is there in the mind of the employee. Okay, although there has been considerable effort to improve the legal status of employee, the general situation for employees is that they are heavily dependent for much of the necessities of life on their employer. A situation made by a relatively high unemployment rate throughout most of European countries. Generally speaking, employees live in the constant risk that employers might take advantage of their dependency. Okay, so sometimes it happens that if the employer understand that this person is having no any other option, or he is having total dependency on this organization only, so sometimes that disadvantage can be taken by considering his dependency on the organization. Okay, so these are all the things which the employer can face. So quickly I will summarize. So employee, I will explain in just simple words. First thing, employee is spending a lot of time for the organization. Second, the employee is totally dependent on the organization financially, as well as by considering so many other aspects. So employee is totally dependent on the organization. By considering that dependency of the employee, the organization can take disadvantage. Then as the person is working in the same field for so many years, his knowledge also becomes limited related to the particular products only. So these all are the things which we have to consider from the employee point of view. Again, from the employer's point of view, So on the second hand, what are the possible problems from the employer side? So employers on the other side also face similar elements of moral hazards from their employees. So no employer control or predict 100% of actions of its employees. Although a company may discover the true efficiency, integrity, and reliability of its staff, this often could be at point considerable damage to the company that has already occurred. Okay, so when we are considering from employee point of view, another thing from employer's point of view, what problems can occur? So 100% any organization cannot believe on the employee, the efficiency of the employee or integrity of the employee or reliability of that staff for getting any work done. So many times it may happen that the employees, they are not able to give their 100%, or they cannot trust blindly on the employees 100%. So that's why the company is monitoring and controlling the employees behavior. So many times it happens. So you consider that you are having your own organization. So will you be able to trust 100% on the employees? Definitely no, because that is not practically possible thing. So many times we are not 100% trusting the employees. So the monitoring system, it is implemented for controlling and monitoring the behavior of the employees. Okay, so that is the first thing. Then again, in the second thing is, in the global marketplace, companies in the industrialized have increasingly switched off from low-skilled manufacturing related work to more knowledge-based service economies. This has led to the situation where a considerable amount of value creation is carried out by highly skilled specialists whose knowledge the company can only control. Okay, so many times to train the people or to make the people aware about the ethics or to make the people to work with integrity, to work with reliability, many times the training is also arranged by the organization. That is the second point. म्हणजे पहिला पॉइंट काय बघा, एम्प्लॉय ऑर्गनायझेशनच्या बाबतीत 100% ते एम्प्लॉय वरती विश्वास ठेवू शकत नाहीत की ते व्यवस्थित काम करतायत, because it happens many times. If there is no one to monitor, obviously the efficiency will not be 100%. That's why the company is having the monitoring and controlling of the employees' behavior. Then to make the employees to understand their ethics and other things, many times this training is organized by the organization. Okay, then as mentioned above, many of these moral hazards in the employer and employee relation have been subject legislation. As the moral hazards is normally greater for employee, most legislation focuses around workers' right. आता हे जरी खरं असलं की दोन्ही साइडने रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आहेत, एम्प्लॉई कडून ऑर्गनायझेशन साठी as well as ऑर्गनायझेशन कडून एम्प्लॉई साठी, still the risk factor is more for the employee. That's why in the law the focus is given on right of the employee and not right of the employer, because the one employee is dependent on whole company, but the whole company is not dependent on the one employee. That's why in that the basic rights are given to more employees as compared with the organization. Okay, so furthermore, the nature of relation between employer and employees often makes the application of existing law an object of ethical consideration, which is one of the reasons discuss the legal responsibility as one of the key element of the CSR. Okay, CSR मध्ये ज्या 4 responsibility बघितल्या आपण, legal, economical, philanthropic. So that's why this legal responsibility is having more importance. Okay, so this we have seen. First point we have completed. Employee as a stakeholder. त्याच्यामध्ये काय बघितलं आपण बघा, कंपन्यांचे जे वेगवेगळे स्टेक होल्डर आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये एम्प्लॉई इज द व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट स्टेक होल्डर बिकॉज ही इज द मेन or we can say he is the key element in the company process. मग आता एम्प्लॉई ऍज अ स्टेक होल्डर आपण जेव्हा म्हणतो किंवा when we consider the relationship between the employee and the organization, then the duties need to be followed from both the side. मग एम्प्लॉई साठी काय रिस्क आहेत किंवा एम्प्लॉई साठी कुठल्या गोष्टी थ्रेटनिंग आहेत, that we have seen. So employees points we have seen. Again, what things are there because of which the organization may face problem if he is not getting proper response from the employers. So that both the points we have discussed, and that's why the duty of employee as well as duty of the organization is very important, and based on that the business ethics should be followed. So we have seen the legal aspect as well as economical aspect for the relationship between the employee and the employer. एम्प्लॉईचे काय प्रॉब्लेम असू शकतात याच्यामध्ये आपण बघितलं की एम्प्लॉई कंपनीमध्ये बऱ्याच वर्ष काम करत असेल तर एम्प्लॉई इज डिपेंडंट ऑन द कंपनी. Again, if the employee is working in the same company for so many years, then the employee is dependent in the particular, or the employee's knowledge is limited to the particular field only. That is one thing that we have to consider. Again, the dependency on the organization is increased for the employee, and sometimes its disadvantage can be also taken by the organization. That is the from employee side. Organization side ni काय बघितलं आपण की 100% organization cannot trust on the efficiency and integrity of the employees. That's why the monitoring and controlling team it is used, or that is monitoring the behavior of the employees. Then another thing, that whatever are the assets or whatever is the devices or instruments of that organization, that should be properly utilized by the employees also. Okay, so many times it happens that employees are also taking disadvantage or they are making misuse of that assets of the organization. So like that, both the things we have to consider when we are considering employee as a main stakeholder. Okay, so that is the first point that we have considered. Then another point we have to consider. So I will just, so first point we have seen the employee as a stakeholder. Ha point apan bagitla. Now the second point we have to understand ethical issues in the firm employee relationship. So when we consider the relation between the firm and the employee, then what parameters we have to consider. आता ऑलरेडी आपण डिस्कस केलेले आहेत की एम्प्लॉई कडून काय एक्सपेक्टेशन्स आहेत, what are the expectations from the organization, but here we have to consider how that ethical issues between the firm and employee are handled, and we will discuss that point in detail under this particular heading. Okay, so in this the main problem which is occurring, that is management of human resource. So when we consider the ethical issues in the firm and employee, then the main ethical problem arises, that is management of human resource, because human resource management is very important topic in the MBA field. Okay, so because that is the most crucial thing to handle human beings. We can handle that machines, or we can handle some any other aspects very easily, but the human resources are very difficult to handle, or we have to take utmost care whenever we are going to dealing with the human resources. Resources म्हणजे काय साधन. So the human resource is the main resource for that organization. Okay, so employees are in principle managed by human resource department, a term which already indicate a first problem from an ethical perspective, that is the human resource management, because it have been a subject of same debate in the business ethics. Okay, so human resource management does exactly this, that human are constituted as an important resource, and in most cases most costly resources as well. So human is the most important resource, it is the most costly resource. Consequently, employees are subject to a strict managerial rationale of minimizing costs and maximizing the efficiency of the resources. Ethics provides an illustration of the challenge that the manager dealing with HRM issue can face. Okay, so human resource management is the main thing, or that is the main problem which is occurring in this ethical issues between the firm and employee relation. Then the management of human resources implies more than just the application criteria. In other words, human beings within the firm are of course an end, as they are employed to perform the certain functions. Okay, but still we know that human, they are appointed for work only. They are supposed to carry out the particular task, they have to perform their duties sincerely, that is expected. But the human should not be only treated as means only, म्हणजे काय, काम करण्याचं एक साधन म्हणून फक्त ह्युमन बीइंग कडे बघायला नाही पाहिजे. दॅट इज वन ऑफ द कन्सेप्ट इन दिस बिझनेस ethics, and it is their restrictions that makes all the difference in terms of the business ethics. So these distinctions fairly visible looking at the gap between the rhetoric of HRM policies and reality after hidden behind it. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये बघा, लक्षात घ्या काय पॉइंट बघतोय आपण. पहिला आपण बघितला की एम्प्लॉईला स्टेक होल्डर म्हणून कन्सिडर केल्यानंतर कुठले प्रॉब्लेम आपल्याला कन्सिडर करावे लागतात. सेकंड, वी आर कन्सिडरिंग दॅट व्हेन you are considering the relationship between the organization and employee, at that time what parameters you have to consider. ह्याच्यामध्ये मेन प्रॉब्लेम आहे ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंट. सो ह्युमन are the main resources, but still they should not be considered as mean only to carry out the work. आणि याच्यामध्ये practical things, rhetoric means what, the ideally theoretically काय आहे ते, आणि प्रॅक्टिकली काय होतं त्याचं एक ग्राफ आहे इथं बघा. तर rhetoric means what, I will just show you meaning of that word. Rhetoric means ideally or theoretically, म्हणजे theoretically काय एक्सपेक्टेड आहे आणि रिअलिटी मध्ये काय होतं, that is given. So first thing, so that chart is given here. Ideally or as per the rhetoric words, it is termed as न्यू वर्किंग पॅटर्न. कंपन्यामध्ये न्यू वर्किंग पॅटर्न आपण आलाय असं म्हणतो. तेव्हा रिअलिटी मध्ये काय असते, पार्ट टाइम इन्स्टेड ऑफ फुल टाइम जॉब. म्हणजे काय दाखवलेलं आहे ह्या चार्ट मध्ये, आयडियली चांगल्या चांगल्या नावाखाली ऍक्च्युअली रिअलिटी मध्ये कुठल्या गोष्टी होऊ शकतात, म्हणजे दाखवली जाणारी गोष्ट आणि ऍक्च्युअल गोष्ट ह्याच्यामध्ये कुठल्या पद्धतीची तफावत असू शकते. दॅट इज गिवन इन दिस पर्टिक्युलर चार्ट. So new working patterns, reality is what, part-time job instead of the full-time job. Flexibility असं नाव दिलं जातं त्याला. फ्लेक्झिबिलिटीचा ऍक्च्युअल अर्थ काय घेतला जातो, रनिंग मध्ये management can do what it wants. So that is the meaning taken for the flexibility word. Then empowerment. empowerment चा अर्थ काय आहे? ऍक्च्युली सक्षम असणे किंवा जास्त कार्यक्षम बनवणे. Under that empowerment name, what is done? Organization is making someone else to take the risk and responsibility. एखाद्याला empowerment करण्यासाठी we are forcing that person to take any risk and we are forcing to increase their responsibility. So many times it happens that to give some new responsibility to a person that is given by this very sober word, that is empowerment. It is for their empowerment, but actually fact काय असते? They are making someone else to make the responsibility and the risk. म्हणजे आपल्याला करायचं नाही तर आपण दुसऱ्याला म्हणणार की तुझ्या एम्पॉवरमेंट साठी मी हे तुला देतो. That is the thing. Third phrase. Then training and development. Many times under the heading of training and development, some manipulations are made. So these are the worst cases considered which can happen in the organization. Then next, recognizing the contribution of the individual and realities, undermining the trade union and collective bargaining. Team working हे आयडियली दिलेलं नाव आहे आणि ह्याच्यामध्ये ऍक्च्युअल काय असू शकते? रिअलिटी, रिड्युसिंग द इंडिव्हिज्युअल्स डिस्क्रेशन. एखाद्याला इंडिव्हिज्युअल क्रेडिट द्यायचं जर नसेल आपल्याला तर वी आर टेकिंग इट अंडर द नेम एज team working. Okay, so all these things are here. So these questions can be asked as MCQ. That what rhetoric and what is the reality. Empowerment results into what? Then training and development. त्याची reality काय असू शकते? Like that, all these things you have to consider. What are these particular cases? Okay, so really that rhetoric and reality in the HRM. Okay. Then just a minute. So this chart, it is giving the again summary of that points whatever are there discussed in this particular heading. See this chart. Okay, so this is showing what are the rights of the employees and under that particular right what issues can occur. That is explained here. So for example, first the right is given. So on left side the rights are given and on right side त्याच्यामध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व असणारे इश्यू त्यांनी सांगितलेले. Okay, so what are the rights? Right to freedom from discrimination. Discrimination म्हणजे काय? भेदभाव करणे किंवा treating. So here it is written treating equally to everyone. Okay, so right to freedom from discrimination. Okay, so प्रत्येकाला इक्वली ट्रीट करणे, that is the right and of the employee. So he should get the equal treatment. It should not happen one employee is treated in very good way and another it is treated very bad way. So employee चा right आहे की त्याला चांगल्या पद्धतीची वागणूक प्रत्येकाकडून मिळाली पाहिजे. मग ह्याच्यामध्ये काय इश्यूज येऊ शकतात? Equal opportunities are given or not. Affirmative action. So though some employee behaves wrongly, that affirmative action should be taken. Then reverse discrimination that can occur. म्हणजे एम्प्लॉईला खूप चांगलं जरी वागवलं बऱ्याच वेळा ऑर्गनायझेशननी तर sometimes the reverse may come back. The employees may start behaving in the negative way. So मग काय त्यांचा असा गैरसमज होतो की whatever we do that is okay. So reverse discrimination may happen. Then next is sexual and the racial harassment. So racial harassment means someone is treating you unfairly. That is similar kind under the sexual harassment. And like ragging and all that things come under this. मग हे सगळे इश्यू कशामध्ये येतात की प्रत्येकाला फ्रीडमचा अधिकार आहे. मग हा अधिकार घालवणाऱ्या कुठल्या गोष्टी आहेत किंवा ह्या अधिकारांवरती एफेक्ट करणारे हे इश्यूज आहेत. दॅट ऑलरेडी वी हॅव डिस्कस्ड. इक्वल ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी फॉर ऑल, अफर्मेटिव्ह ऍक्शन, रिव्हर्स डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, then sexual and racial harassment. So these are all the issues involved. Then right to privacy. Then the issues may occur as health and drug testing, work-life balance, presentation or presentism, and electronic privacy and data collection. Okay, so these all are the issues involved under this particular right. Okay, then right to due process. For that the issues may have promotion, firing, disciplinary proceeding. Next right is right to participation and association. If the employee want to participate or get associated with all the parts of that organization, that is the right of the employee. So what problem can be faced there? Organization of workers in works council and trade unions, then participation in companies decisions. Okay, so that may be the issues involved in this. Like that, next also left side rights are given आणि त्याच्यामध्ये इश्यू कुठले येऊ शकतात, that is given in the right side. So right to healthy and safe working condition. Issues involved are working conditions, whether the working conditions are safe or not. Occupational health and safety. Then right for fair wage, that is payment should be good, payment should be high, it should be regular. Then industrial action, new forms of the work. So these are the issues involved. Then next, right to freedom of conscience and speech, right to work. त्याच्यामध्ये काय येऊ शकतात प्रॉब्लेम? Whistle blowing means, so just a minute. So this is the word which means that not behaving properly. Okay, so fair treatment in the interview, non-discriminatory rules for the recruitment means equally the rights should be given. So त्याच्यामध्ये हे problems येऊ शकतात किंवा हे issues involved आहेत. Okay, so these are the points, basic points that we have seen. So in the next lecture we will see for that particular duties of the employee which issues are also involved. So today you just remember these rights of the employee and related to that rights of employees what issues can be involved. Okay, so today we will stop here. So next point we will see in the next lecture.